When the pressures of modern living begin to compromise the quality of your life, then it is time to take a firm grip on yourself. It is time for yoga. This ancient blend of movement, meditation and mindful breathing will help you stretch out inside, reinvigorating your life with a refreshing sense of possibility and joy. There seems to be something magical about the practice of yoga that nurtures in us the courage to head boldly in the direction of our dreams, to extend fully into our true potential. May peace, good health and happiness be always with you. Vajrasana. In stillness, I touch my inner strength. The Vajrasana, or the diamond throne, is the seat of enlightenment which was made in the 3rd century BC by King Ashoka the Great. This is where Prince Siddhartha sat to become the Buddha, and which is the holiest of holy places to the Buddhist world. An alternate meaning could refer to the sciatic nerve that runs along the thigh. This nerve in Indian medicine is called Vajranadi. To perform the asana, sit on your heels with the toes together and keep the heels apart so that the calves touch the thighs. Rest your hands straight on the respective knees. Now, breathe normally with your spine straight. The whole weight of the body is put on the knees and ankles, which make it rather difficult to execute at first. But the pain in the knees and ankle joints will soon disappear, and in time they become very flexible. Rest for 10 counts and repeat the asana 2 times. The asana stimulates the digestive function and strengthens the knee, the thigh, hip and back muscles. The stretching of the abdominal muscles aids in hip flexors. Vajrasana alone can be performed after a full meal. This results in relief from heaviness in the stomach. Maha Mudra, belonging to a class of non-energetic yogas, is the most widespread meditative practice in Tibetan Buddhism. Maha Mudra in Sanskrit means Great Seal and is a method of direct introduction of the individual to the nature of mind. To perform the posture, sit on the floor with legs stretched out straight in front. Bend the left knee with the left thigh and left calf resting on the ground. Tuck in the left heel to touch the inner side of the left thigh. The angle of the extended right leg to the bent left leg should be 90 degrees. Stretch the arms forward towards the right foot and hook the big toe with the thumb and forefingers. Tuck the chin till it rests in the hollow between the collarbones and the breastbone. Keep the spine fully stretched and keep the right foot pointed upwards. Inhale completely. Exhale. Once again, inhale and hold your breath. Hold the posture for 3 minutes. Exhale. Raise the head. Release the hands. Repeat on the other side. The asana tones the abdominal organs, the kidneys and adrenal glands. The asana cures indigestion. Women suffering from a prolapsed womb find relief as it pulls the womb up to its original position. Holding the posture for longer periods will render relief to individuals suffering from spleen ailments and enlargement of the prostate gland. Matsyasana. Matsya, the fish, was one of the incarnations of Lord Vishnu who assumed this form to save the world from floods. The Matsyasana or fish yoga pose is the counter pose to the shoulder stand and must always be practiced after it. Having stretched the neck and upper spine in the shoulder stand, you now compress them as you arch back, relieving stiffness in your neck and shoulder muscles and correcting any tendency to develop rounded shoulders. To perform the asana, lie on your back on the floor with your knees bent, feet on the floor. Inhale. Lift your pelvis slightly off the floor and slide your hands, palms down below your buttocks. Then, rest your buttocks on the backs of your hands and straighten the legs. Be sure to tuck your forearms and elbows up close to the sides of your torso. Now, as you inhale, lift your upper torso and head away from the floor. Then, place your head back onto the floor. Depending on how high you arch your back, either the back of your head or its crown will rest on the floor. There should be a minimal amount of weight on your head to avoid crunching your neck. Keep your thighs active and press out through the heels. As a rule of the thumb, the duration of hold in the asana must be at least half the time spent in the Sarvangasana. This helps to counterbalance the stretch of the Sarvangasana. With an exhalation, lower your torso and head to the floor. Matsyasana tones the chest, tones the nerves of the neck and back, and ensures that the thyroid and parathyroid glands obtain maximum benefit from the shoulder stand. It also expands the rib cage fully and increases the capacity of the lungs. While performing the asana, we should maintain our focus on the belly, chest, spine, shoulders and neck. The asana gives relief for individuals suffering from constipation, respiratory ailments, mild backache, fatigue, anxiety and menstrual pain. Once again, as a word of caution, those having high or low blood pressure, migraine, insomnia, serious lower back or neck injury should not perform the asana. Bhujangasana. It is said that you are only as young as your back is flexible. Bhujangasana or the cobra pose will provide a flexible back as well as strengthen the shoulders and arms. This is a basic yoga posture. It is very easy to do, especially if your back is not too stiff and rigid. To perform the asana, assume a prone position with your forehead on the floor and feet hip-width apart or less. Place your palms on the floor beside your chest. Elbows close at your sides. Gently lengthen back through your legs during the entire pose. On an inhalation, curl your torso off the floor. Use your neck muscles to lift your head as far as possible. Use your upper back muscles to lift your chest. Press the pubis into the floor and use your lower back to lift you up. Use your arms to provide stability and support, but not to push yourself up into the pose. Breathe smoothly and naturally as you hold the pose. And affirm mentally, I rise joyfully to meet each new opportunity. On the exhalation, release your torso slowly back to the floor. Pause in the prone position and integrate the effects of the pose. The asana works effectively on a physical and mental level. The asana strengthens the muscles of the shoulders, neck and back, develops flexibility of the cervical vertebrae, corrects deviations of the spine, improves circulation to the intervertebral discs, expands the chest and develops elasticity of the lungs, helps relieve lower back pain, constipation, stomach pains, gas pains and backaches, affects the adrenal glands, sending them a richer supply of blood, tones ovaries, uterus and liver. The muscles of the back, abdomen, and entire upper body are strengthened, aids in relief and elimination of menstrual irregularities, relieves constipation, lumbar spine, and has a therapeutic effect for asthma patients. Traditional texts say that Bhujangasana increases body heat, destroys disease, and awakens Kundalini. But on the side of caution, it is important to stress that people suffering from peptic ulcer, hernia, intestinal tuberculosis, or hyperthyroidism should not practice this asana without expert guidance. Supta Vajrasana. In the spiritual teaching known under the name Mahayana, Vajra is the emblem, the attribute of the highest spiritual power, weapon of the god Indra. To perform the asana, sit with your legs stretched out in front of you. Slowly bend the right leg and keep the heel tight under the buttock. Bring the left leg under the left buttock. Keep the knees close to each other, spine straight, the head, shoulders and buttocks in a vertical line. Rest the palms on the upper part of the thighs or covering the knees. Recline slowly backwards, taking the body weight on the right elbow first and then the left. Lie flat on the back, keep the knees close together, touching the ground. There should never be more than normal pressure on the back, arms and the ankle joints while doing this asana. Retain the position for 2 minutes. Return to the normal position by reversing the process. This asana massages the abdominal organs, alleviating digestive ailments and constipation. It tones the spinal nerves, makes the back flexible, and realigns rounded shoulders. The nerves in the neck and the thyroid gland are particularly influenced. The chest is stretched and expanded to full capacity, filling the lungs and bringing more oxygen into the system. It is beneficial for those suffering from asthma, bronchitis, and other lung ailments. It loosens up the legs in preparation for sitting in meditation asanas. It enhances creativity and intelligence and redirects sexual energy to the brain for spiritual purposes. This posture should not be practiced by people suffering from sciatica, slip disc, sacral ailments, or knee complaints. Paschimottasana, first among asanas, directs the flow of pranavayu along Sushumna Nadi. In Sanskrit, Paschima refers to back or west, and Utthana means extension or bend. Thus, the term Paschimottanasana is translated as the posture of posterior extension. To perform the asana, sit on the floor, legs together. Stretch forward. Inhale and slowly raise the hands from the sides till they reach a vertical position. Keep both the arms parallel to each other and so stretch the spine. As you exhale slowly, bend forward by maintaining the stretch of the hands. Without bending at the knees, bend the elbows and bend the neck. Take the forehead near the knees. Maintain final position for 1 to 3 minutes. To release the posture, inhale and raise both the hands. Make your back straight and stretch hands again. Exhale and slowly take the hands down. Come to the initial sitting position. Don't overstretch to reach the final position on the very first day if you find it difficult. Know your limitations and increase your forward bend gradually. Seated forward bend provides a deep stretch for the entire backside of the body from the heels to the neck. Forward fold calms the nervous system and emotions and stimulates the reproductive and urinary systems. This asana stretches the hamstring muscles and improves the flexibility of spine and hip joints. The nerves of the spinal column are also stimulated by stretching of the spine. It tones and massages the entire abdominal and pelvic region and stimulates glands, kidneys and liver, improves digestion. This posture is recommended for diabetes and hemorrhoids conditions. This asana also has beneficial effects on the waist, making it thinner and eliminates the unaesthetic deposits of fat from the abdomen and hips, and is extremely efficient in fighting obesity. This asana favors a better blood circulation in the entire body and especially in the pelvic area owing to the extension of this particular region. The sexual glands may easily absorb the necessary quantity of blood, generating as a result an increase in virility. Impotence and sexual weakness are consequently rapidly eliminated. The practice of this asana, owing to the decongestion of the solar plexus, helps in the diffusion of anxious state. The mind becomes stable and calm. People suffering from slip disc, sciatica, any acute diseases of abdomen, digestive system, diseases like hydrocele, hernia and severe stiffness of back giving rise to severe backache should not practice this asana. Jatra Parivruttasana. Jatara in Sanskrit means the stomach and Parivartana means turning or rolling. The asana works directly on the liver, pancreas and spleen. The asana renders relief to those who suffer from diabetic conditions and obesity. To perform the asana, lie flat on your back. Stretch out both the arms sideways from the shoulder. The body now resembles a cross. Exhale and slowly lift the right leg. Move the right leg sideways and down towards the floor on the left side. The toes of the right foot should almost touch the fingertips of the left hand. While the legs go down, keep the knees tight and only turn from the hips. When the leg is near the outstretched hand, move the abdomen towards the right side. Hold the pose for 20 seconds. Now, slowly bring the leg back to the position of rest. After a few breaths, repeat the asana on the opposite side. The benefits of this asana are: reduces excess fat in the abdomen area, tones the liver, spleen and the pancreas, cures gastritis and strengthens the intestines, relieves sprains and catches in the lower back, hip and neck region. Jaanu Sirasasana. Yoga works with the body and mind. Pushing, pulling or any kind of aggression in yoga will only backfire, creating more tension and possibly injury. Jaanu Sirasasana is a forward bend asana for all levels of students. Jaanu Sirasasana, head to knee forward bend, is a challenging pose especially for men. It can take quite a while for the hips, lower back and hamstrings to open up enough to allow the full range of motion in this asana. To perform the asana, sit with legs outstretched and back straight. Place the sole of the right foot firmly against the inside of the left thigh. Stretch arms overhead, straighten and open the spine upwards and lean slightly back. Inhale while doing all this. Bending from the hips, exhale and stretch forward, keeping the back as straight as possible. Rest the hands on the legs where it is comfortable to hold the pose. Keep the foot pointing up. Relax the abdomen and neck as the head rests forward. Hold for up to 1 minute if comfortable. Remember to breathe as you hold the pose. When coming out of the pose, inhale and straighten the spine as you stretch the arms overhead. Exhale as you lower the arms to your sides. Repeat with the other leg. Always hold the pose where it is comfortable, giving the muscles time to adapt and adjust to the stretch. Then, continue to gradually move farther into the pose. Enjoy the pose and listen to your body. This is your greatest protection for preventing injury. The asana has a wide range of benefits like stretches the spine, shoulders, hamstrings and groin, and the legs are toned and firmed, stimulates the liver and kidneys, improves digestion. With the abdominal muscles and organs being toned and stimulated, there is relief from constipation. People suffering from enlargement of the prostate gland will benefit from holding the pose for a bit longer. The nervous system is toned. The asana calms the brain, relieves anxiety, fatigue, headache, and menstrual discomfort. Therapeutic for high blood pressure, insomnia, and sinusitis. Always check with your doctor if you have any doubts or concerns regarding the suitability of this pose for you. The asana is not recommended to individuals with asthma, diarrhea, knee injury, and could aggravate sciatica. Parivrtta Trikonasana. This is initially one of the more challenging of the standing poses. The pose is essentially a standing spinal twist. In this pose, your spine is in extension as well as in rotation. Parivrtta Trikonasana challenges your balance, poise, and ability to remain centered and focused. Imagine taking a triangular structure and turning it on its side or upside down. In a sense, the triangle would look the same no matter what side you laid it on. That is the challenge and the benefit of Parivrtta Trikonasana, to maintain that sense of the Trinity, well-balanced, properly focused and integrated. Parivrtta Trikonasana is usually sequenced as a counter pose to Trikonasana. You can also use this pose as a standing preparation for seated forward bends and twists. To perform the asana, stand in Tadasana. As in Tadasana, lengthen and broaden the soles of both feet. Spread all your toes wide and lengthen them, but do not grip the floor with them. With an exhalation, move your feet 3 to 3.5 feet apart. Raise your arms parallel to the floor with the shoulder blades wide, palms down. Turn your left foot in and your right foot by 90 degrees. Align the right heel with the left heel. Firm your thighs and turn your right thigh outward. With an exhalation, turn your torso to the right and square your hip joints as much as possible with the front edge of your mat. Turn your torso further to the right and lean forward over the front leg. Reach down with your left hand, either inside or outside the foot. Raise your right hand straight above the head, perpendicular to the floor. Turn the head and gaze up at the right hand thumb. From the center of the back, between the shoulder blades, press the arms away from the torso. Bring most of your weight to bear on the back heel and the front hand. Stay in this pose anywhere from 30 seconds to 1 minute. Exhale. Release the twist and bring your torso back to upright with an inhalation. Repeat for the same length of time with the legs reversed, twisting to the left. During the asana, you should focus on your ankles, legs, hips, groin, lower back, abdomen, shoulders and spine. Parivrtta Trikonasana strengthens and stretches the legs, stretches the hips and spine, opens the chest to improve breathing, relieves mild back pain, stimulates the abdominal organs, and improves sense of balance. On the therapeutic front, Parivrtta Trikonasana relieves constipation, digestive problems, asthma, lower backache, and sciatica. If you have back or spine injury, suffer from low blood pressure, migraine, diarrhea, headache, and insomnia, then avoid performing this asana. Sasankasana, the crescent moon pose, stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. It turns the awareness inwards and helps one's mind become more introverted while in the posture. To perform the asana, sit in Vajrasana, placing the palms on the thighs just above the knees. While inhaling, bring your forehead onto the mat while leaving your buttocks on your heels or as close to them as you can manage. Exhale while bending the trunk forward from the hips, keeping the arms and head straight and in line with the trunk. Relax with normal breathing into this posture for about 1 to 3 minutes. Keep your awareness on the abdominal region and watch how the body is breathing. Perform the asana 3 to 5 times as you gain control and flexibility. This asana stretches the back muscles and separates the individual vertebrae from each other, releasing pressure on the discs. This posture helps return the discs in the spine to resume their correct position. It also regulates the functioning of the adrenal glands. It tones the pelvic muscles and the sciatic nerves and is beneficial for women who have an underdeveloped pelvis. It helps to alleviate disorders of both the male and female reproductive organs. Regular practice relieves constipation. The asana is also good for the liver and pancreas. It is important to caution individuals with very high blood pressure and those who suffer from vertigo and hernia to avoid performing this asana. Trikonasana. The triangle engages every part of the body, strengthens the core, opens the hips and shoulders, and stretches the legs. The body becomes lighter, and the capacity to perform other asanas is improved. To perform the asana, stand in the Tadasana pose. Inhale deeply and spread your legs sideways to 3 or 3.5 feet. Raise the arms sideways in line with the shoulders, palms facing downwards. Turn the right foot by 90 degrees to the right. Keep the left leg stretched from the inside. Tighten the knee. Exhale and bend the trunk of the body to the right, bringing the right palm near the right ankle. If possible, the right palm should rest completely on the floor. Stretch the left arm up and bring it in line with the right shoulder and extend the trunk. Ensure that the back of the legs, chest and hips are in line. Turn your head and gaze at the middle finger of the left hand. Hold the position for 30 seconds to 60 seconds. Breathe normally. Taking a deep breath, lift the right palm off the ground and return to the standing position. Repeat on the left side of the body. Trikonasana helps in toning up the leg muscles, removes stiffness in the leg and hip, good for varicose veins, helps the digestive system, and corrects minor deformity in the legs and allows them to develop evenly. Trikonasana relieves backaches, neck sprains, strengthens the ankle, and develops the chest. Vipareeta Karani Mudra. The inverted posture sustained in this mudra is used to reverse the downward and outward movement of energy and redirect it back to the brain. When this happens, the whole being is revitalized and awareness expands. To perform the asana, lie flat on the back with the legs and feet apart. Relax the whole body, especially the back and the backbone. Feel your breathing is normalized. Then draw yourself completely inward. Now keep your legs together, your hands and arms close to the body with the palms facing down. While breathing in, raise the legs upward and perpendicular to the floor. Breathing out, lift up the back and hips along with the legs and let your chin touch the chest. Move the legs over the body towards the head and raise your legs slowly without bending the knees. Turn the palms up, bend the elbows and place the palms a little away from your hips. The hands cup the hips and support the weight of the body. Keep the elbows as close to each other as possible to support the body weight easily. This is the final posture. Now, hold this pose with a normal breathing, focusing the mind on the abdominal area according to your capacity from 30 seconds to 3 minutes. Close the eyes and relax yourself. The weight of the body rests on the shoulders, neck and elbows. The asana balances hypoactive thyroid and acts as a preventative for cough, cold, sore throat and bronchial disorders. It stimulates the appetite and digestion and helps relieve constipation. Regular practice prevents atherosclerosis by restoring vascular tone and elasticity. It relieves prolapse, hemorrhoids, varicose veins and hernia, all of which are exacerbated by the downward pull of gravity. Circulation to the brain is enhanced, especially to the cerebral cortex and pituitary and pineal glands. Cerebral insufficiency and senile dementia are counteracted and mental alertness increased. As a word of caution, do not perform the asana after vigorous exercise or at least 4 hours after meals. Upon completion of the practice, it is advisable to do backward bending asana of the neck, such as Matsyasana. This is an inverted practice and should not be performed unless the body is healthy. People suffering from high blood pressure, heart disease, enlarged thyroid, or excessive toxins in the body should not perform this practice. Sarpasana, or the snake pose, allows us to unlock our inner strength and beauty. Few asanas are more invigorating and exhilarating than back bends. They stimulate the spine, expand the chest and abdomen, strengthen the nervous system, and improve circulation to all the vital organs. To perform this asana, lie flat on the stomach with the legs straight and the feet together. Interlock the fingers and place the hands on top of the buttocks. This is the starting position. Using the lower back muscles, raise the chest as far as possible from the floor. Push both of your hands further back. Try to raise the body as high as possible without straining. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and look forward. Hold yourself in this position with normal breathing as long as is comfortable, and then slowly return to the starting position and relax the whole body. Release the hands and relax the arms by the sides of the body. Practice at least 5 to 6 times. Benefits of this asana are basically the same as for Bhujangasana, with increased influence on the chest. In the final position, the body weight is supported on the abdomen, pushing the diaphragm towards the chest. This, in turn, pressurizes the air within the lungs and helps to open out inactive alveoli, improving both the removal of carbon dioxide and the intake of oxygen. The heart is toned and strengthened by the massage it receives due to the increased pressure within the chest cavity. It is good for giving relief from normal back pain. Sarpasana is very useful for asthmatics. On the pranic level, the asana helps to release blocked emotions. As a word of caution, people with heart conditions and high blood pressure should take care not to strain while performing this asana. Padahastanasana. This asana implies a forward bend of the trunk, touching or grasping the toes with the hands. To perform the asana, from Tadasana pose, inhale and lift your hands out to the sides and move them overhead, stretching tall. As you exhale, bend forward from your hips, keeping your spine straight, and reach down as far as possible on your legs. Inhale and then exhale as you lengthen your spine. Continue breathing and relaxing, bending forward only as far as you can keep a straight spine. When you reach your deepest forward bend, inhale and lengthen your spine one last time. Go further into the forward bend only through relaxation, not through effort. To exit, release your hands, then, on an inhalation, bring your hands out to the sides and up over your head as you bring your torso back to the vertical position. Finish the inhalation by stretching tall through your fingertips. Then exhale into Tadasana. Pause to integrate the effects of the pose. The practice of this asana makes the shoulders strong and the waist thin. The abdominal organs are toned. The quantity of gastric secretions is greater, and the spleen and the liver are more active. This asana cures different gastric disorders. Displaced vertebrae gradually regain their correct position, beneficial to those suffering from depression. Other beneficial effects of this asana include physical growth in height, reaching a normal weight, and an elastic spine. Ardhakati. This spinal twist yoga pose is one of the few yoga poses in the basic session that rotates the spine. To perform the asana, sit on the floor with your legs straight out in front of you. Bend your knees. Put your feet on the floor, then slide your left foot under your right leg to the outside of your right hip. Lay the outside of the left leg on the floor. Step the right foot over the left leg and stand it on the floor outside your left hip. The right knee will point directly up at the ceiling. Exhale and twist toward the inside of the right thigh. Press the right hand against the floor just behind your right buttock and set your left upper arm on the outside of your right thigh near the knee. Pull your front torso and inner right thigh snugly together. With every inhalation, lift a little more through the sternum and hold the ankle or the big toe. Be sure to distribute the twist evenly throughout the entire length of the spine and turn the head to your left side as far as possible. Stay for 30 seconds to 1 minute. Then release with an exhalation. Return to the starting position and repeat on the opposite side. The asana stimulates the liver, kidneys and pancreas, stretches the shoulders, hips and neck, energizes the spine, stimulates the digestive fire in the belly, relieves menstrual discomfort, fatigue, sciatica and backache, therapeutic for asthma and infertility. Traditional texts say that Matsyasana increases appetite, destroys most deadly diseases and awakens the Kundalini. As a word of caution, those suffering from back or spine injury should not perform the asana.